Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Drago and welcome to my Bloodborne Platinum Trophy guide. In today's episode we're going to continue on where we left off and we'll get to the Martyr Logarius fight here shortly. But before I wanted to pick up a rune that I kind of missed in my Yosefka's Clinic episode. I actually wanted to go ahead and pick it up just because we'll be using it against Martyr Logarius. But I forgot to do so, and in order to pick it up, now I won't keep this a secret. This is going to be a claw mark rune, which increases the damage caused by visceral attacks. And you'll pick it up from an NPC you've met earlier. Unfortunately for him, he didn't fare too well. You can see there is a new enemy by the lantern here, and if you kill him you'll get Claw Mark. Now what Claw Mark does, basically it gives you, this one gives you a 20% increase to your visceral attacks. And this Claw Mark you get from Gilbert, who was an NPC right next to the central Yharnam lantern. You can get it as soon as you kill Ram, the vacuous spider. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. Alright, and now I'm ready to go and fight Logarius. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to teleport back to the Forsaken Castle Cainhurst. But yeah, that NPC that gives us the Claw Mark rune, his name is Gilbert. As I mentioned, he's the NPC in right next to the central Yharnam lantern. He's the one that you talk to in the window. He will give you a flame sprayer if you talk to him after defeating Father Gascoigne and arriving at the Odin Chapel. If you go back and talk to him, he'll give you the flame sprayer, and later on you can get some informative dialogue from him. Once you defeat Ram, however, he'll succumb to his fate. At first, he's pretty... let's see here. Usually, that almost cost me right there. I wasn't paying attention, but usually I can just make my way up that ladder just fine without fighting any of these ghosts, just to save some time. But this time I ran out of stamina, and if you run out of stamina as you take damage, it will actually cause you to fall down the ladder, as you saw right there. So be very careful of that and kind of keep an eye out on your stamina bar. Which is something I failed to do here. Now moving on, right now I'm just kind of going up the ramps to Logarius. Pick up some King Coldblood. Martyr Logarius can be a very tough and intimidating opponent. He is pretty tough to deal with for arcane builds as well, because he has higher than normal elemental resistance. That means fire, bolt, and arcane elemental weapons will deal less damage to him than physical. And I'm going to try to show you guys an easy way to do this boss fight. And this is something that I kind of found out through playing. That you can continuously get him to perform one attack move, which is very easy to parry. And let's see if it will work for us here, because he is a bitch to fight at range. He's got a number of pretty strong projectile attacks where he'll summon multiple skulls or a single skull that deals high damage. And basically, if you stay at high distance, you know, at the long distance away from him, he'll just keep spamming projectile attacks. So you wanna get him up close, as counterintuitive as it might seem.
Alright, and for this part I actually cut out the first attempt at the boss. I ended up dying because I couldn't get him. I couldn't quite get him where I wanted to get him, so to speak. Mainly just because there's a really easy way to beat this boss fight. As you can see right now, I'm just getting completely obliterated by these skulls, and it's kind of what happened to me the first time. But actually, there's an easy way. If you stay at a certain distance from him, he will spam this scythe attack, which will make it extremely easy for you to parry and perform a visceral attack. The trick to keep him spamming it is to just take a step back, just like I did here. As soon as you perform the visceral attacks, you kind of want to step back about the tip of his scythe away. That's basically what you want to do. So as you can see right here, I screwed up the parry a couple of times, so unfortunately I wasn't able to keep him from doing this. But it's entirely possible to actually prevent him from buffing. Like usually bosses in this game, once you take their HP down to a certain amount, they will basically buff themselves up in a certain way. Like Logarius, for example, he will have a multitude of attacks where he will summon a sword. So unfortunately I wasn't able to keep him from doing this, but if you can actually catch him in a chain where he will just keep performing that scythe attack, you can just spam parry and visceral attack and basically rinse and repeat. But he's still easy to parry even if you get to the part where he summons his sword like he does here. All you gotta do basically is to destroy a sword, and then you can parry his swings pretty easily. I'm just a little bit off my game today, successful with these parries as I usually am, but was still able to get him. This is by far the most efficient way to beat him, is to just by spamming the visceral attacks. So hopefully this video will help you guys out. Let me know if you have any comments, and let me know what you think about the boss as well.
And here we go. So this is the best way to beat Logarius. I actually kind of screwed up here a little bit. I wanted to get him. You can actually get him stuck in an animation where if you parry him once successfully and land a visceral attack, he will fall down, and then as he falls down on the ground after the visceral attack, you can just back up a step, and that will make him attack with his scythe again. So you can actually, if you'd want to, you can get him stuck in an animation where he will just keep performing his scythe attack if you successfully land a visceral attack. But as you saw me, I screwed up a little bit there. No big deal. We ended up getting him successfully. So now I'm going to go ahead, as you can see right here, I put on the Crown of Illusions, and we're going to open up the gateway leading up to Annalise, the Queen of the Wild Bloods. And now you'll get an audience with Annalise. There's also a lantern here. A lot of people miss this lantern. just because it's kind of tucked away a little bit right next to the statues. And also make sure that you pick up Unopened Summons ladder from the table. Now, in order to talk to Annalise without her getting all pissy, you need to stand in the circle, like kind of in the middle of the candles in the floor, and it should pop up. An option to kneel should pop up, so you'll be able to pledge your allegiance to Annalise, the Queen of Castle Cainhurst, and enter the Vile Blood Covenant. Now I'm just going to go ahead and swear an oath. And you will get corruption and Cainhurst badge as well as the respect gesture. And if you offer a blood rag, she'll give you another gesture called deep respect, just slightly different from the respect gesture. And you will also get, one of the items that she gave us was the Cainhurst badge, which will unlock Chikage, which is the katana type weapon. It will unlock Chikage to be able to purchase from the messenger shop, and it will also unlock the Cainhurst armor set there as well. As you can see, I'm at the messenger shop now, and I can purchase Cainhurst armor set, and it also gives me an option to purchase Evelyn, which we picked up already, so don't waste your money on buying it. And it will also allow us to purchase Rider Pelage and Chikage as well. Chikage costs a whopping 50,000 blood echoes, and Rider Pelage can be purchased for 18,000. So now I'm not done yet. Now we're gonna visit our old friend Alfred in the Cathedral Ward. And now that we've arrived in the Cathedral Ward, let's go ahead and find Alfred. He's gonna be in a passageway leading to the Forbidden Woods. Alright, now you'll be able to talk to him here, and you'll notice one of the new options when you access his dialogue will be to give him an Unopened Summons letter, which we picked up in the throne room next to Queen Annalise. So let's go ahead and do that.
Is that this? I've heard tell of. Wonderful. I will depart immediately.
And he will give you the Wheel Hunter badge as well as a church bow gesture for male characters. Can use him as a female character also. So now that we've talked to him, let's go ahead and make our way back to the Castle Cainhurst throne room and see what happens.
Master, look, I've done it. I've done it.
Uh-oh. Alright, it looks like Alfred made his way to Cainhurst and took a bit of an advantage over Annalise, the Queen of the Wild Bloods. And you get the Roar's Gesture from him. And also make sure that you inspect the throne. You will pick up Queenly Flesh, which is basically Queen Annalise's remains. We'll use them later, don't worry. This is not the last that we've seen of Queen Annalise. So now we're just gonna go ahead and finish off Alfred's quest. Don't attack him here. You get a Covenant item from him in just a little bit. In order to get it, let's go ahead and travel back to the Cathedral Ward. And now that you've arrived in the Cathedral Ward, just go ahead and travel to the very first place where we met Alfred, which is near the chapel that grants us the passageway to Old Yarnum. And I'm just gonna attempt to run by the enemies here. Don't really care much to waste my time to fight them. Now maybe that can't be helped. And it looks like Alfred has accomplished his mission, and now he is gone. Rest in peace, dear friend, or whoever the hell you are. And you pick up a Radiance Covenant rune from him. So now let's go ahead and travel back to Hunter's Dream. Alright, and now that you arrive in Hunter's Dream, let's just go ahead and check the vendor, because we did pick up the wheel badge from Alfred. So now this will unlock Logarius' wheel for us to purchase for 13,000 souls. And just a reminder, if you're going for Platinum Trophy, you will need to purchase all the weapons, and that includes the new ones that we've unlocked, such as Chikage and Logarius' wheel. And now you can also purchase Gold Ardeo, which is the helmet worn by Alfred and the Executioners, for a whopping 60,000 souls. On the plus side, it has a good combination of physical and elemental defenses, so it's a good helmet to wear all around. Also, we've unlocked 2 Covenant runes in this video. Those being Corruption and Radiance. Corruption is a rune that allies you with the Vile Bloods, and Radiance is the symbol of the Executioners. Now, I'm going to go with Radiance simply because I like the benefit provided by it more. Corruption gives you continuous heal near death by +1, which doesn't amount to much, so I'm going to go ahead with Radiance. Both of them are pretty lackluster as far as the benefits go, and their main draw is basically that they give you slightly more heal, and the main benefit to wearing these is for multiplayer. For example, Radiance. If you have Radiance, you won't be able to co-op with Vile Bloods, but you have an easier time invading them. And if you're a Vile Blood, you won't be able to co-op with Executioners, but you'll have an easier time invading them. So keep that in mind if you're trying to play with friends. And on this note, I'm gonna stop. I will see you guys in the next video. We're gonna descend to Yargul, the Unseen Village, and continue on from there. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.